lovely people. We are right here at DAYSTAR University Valley Road campus, and we are here with
Rita Modoni.
Rita Modoni.
Yes.
So you're a student here at DAYSTAR University.
Yes, I'm a student here.
Okay, I just have some simple few questions for you.
Okay.
My first question: what do you think about DAYSTAR University?
DAYSTAR University is a rapid growing institution that is life-changing. That's what I think about it.
So I'm pretty sure you're expecting to graduate immediately you are done in your studies here.
Yeah.
So what can you say about that?
Well, just like every other journey, it is never simple, but with resilience and hard work maybe and a lot of prayers, you can always make it.
DAYSTAR is known as one of the best Christian institutions in Kenya. Are you sure that DAYSTAR is a Christian institution?
Well, it is, yeah.
Okay. And here we have the weird question, and I can call it the killer question. So of late, we've got some students of DAYSTAR University arraigned in court after partying, and one of the students lost his life. Unfortunately, lost his life. I kind of feel that this has pictured DAYSTAR University in a negative way. What are your comments about that?
Condolences to the family that lost the student first, and what I can say about that is accident happens because no one was partying with an aim of maybe losing the other partner or the other student. Accidents do happen, and that should not change the view of DAYSTAR University because the school wasn't involved at the first place. It's just that we lost our student. So I don't think that view should come to the school because they weren't in school. You can see if you follow up the case, they were in somewhere, they were partying, and it is just something that happened. We can call it an accident. Let that not change any view of the school.
Thank you for joining us once more, and we are right here with Mr. Busiega. So I'm very sure, and I'm confident while saying this, you've served DAYSTAR for the longest time, I think.
That's right.
He have said that's right. And we do have some little questions for you, sir. And here's our first question. What do you think about DAYSTAR University?
Number one, let me say DAYSTAR is the form. And DAYSTAR University is one of the best university in Africa. And it has served people very well. It has done its work. We have several people who are working internationally and within Kenya and outside Kenya. And most of them, they come back and say thank you to DAYSTAR University. DAYSTAR University does its work with full confidence. When they train students one-to-one. And the students know their lecturers very well, and they get interaction with the lecturers very well. And they do their work, and the lecturers follow the students even to their homes to see what they have really achieved. Do they practice at home?
So you've heard about DAYSTAR University. DAYSTAR University is one of the best universities globally. Not talking about Kenya as a country, no, but we are talking about the globe. Internationally, DAYSTAR is one of the best Christian university. So Mr. Busiega, DAYSTAR, people tend to say that DAYSTAR tend to treat their students as if they are still in high school, because it's only in DAYSTAR University where they monitor your dress code, they monitor if you do attend classes, and they share your results with your parents before even you take your results to your parents. Why do you think it has been like this, and why this culture in DAYSTAR University?
DAYSTAR University is a Christian institution, and it stands on Christian faith, so that when a student comes in, he needs to be trained three things. He needs to be trained physically, academically, and spiritually. Those three things run together. And the students are supposed to abide with the rules of the university, because dress code is a must. when you come in, you need to know how to dress. Because you can't come in with the bling blings on your body and you think DAYSTAR will allow you in. They train their students according to the standard of the world. So when you go out to get a job, you know you are spiritually you are okay, academically you are okay, and physically also you are okay.
So DAYSTAR recently had their graduations, and we do congratulate them for that. How do you think life have been to those who have graduated in DAYSTAR? How do they cope with the society? Because I'm very sure you've interacted with some. What is it that they've told you after graduating from DAYSTAR University?
Most of the students that I interacted with after graduation, they are really very happy and they feel they have done their work very successfully and they have been trained very well and they are ready to go and mix with the other people in the world to work together. So students, when they leave DAYSTAR, they see the money they have paid to the DAYSTAR, they have got their answers. And also, they know the money wasn't wasted. Because training, DAYSTAR really sticks on training very well their students so that when they go out, they should not mess up with the world.
Here's my last question. I know it might sound controversial, but it is a question that I've been asked before. So recently, DAYSTAR have been trending for a very bad reason. They've been saying that some students of DAYSTAR were involved in partying, and unfortunately one of them lost their lives. Having in mind that DAYSTAR is a Christian university, DAYSTAR is an institution driven by Christian merits. What is your take on that?
As you know very well, that DAYSTAR really does its work, and it depends with most of the students. It's the same way you can give birth to different children in your home. And those children, you train them the same. But you find one of the students is not catching up. Because exactly most of the students, when they come in, they are really checked when they are coming in. If they have something that the DAYSTAR does not allow in, they will not be allowed in. They must be checked, searched, and see what they are carrying and what they do. So it goes with the Christian values of the university. And you know, most of the students, when we train them, when they leave DAYSTAR, some of them they go in directions that are different. So it depends which direction this student went and how he was taking courses in the university. Because most of the students, you can train them well and they go out well, but very few you may see them mixing up with other things due to the environment where they're staying.
Thank you very much. So we have those students who are kind of thinking of what to do because they did their Form 4s, but until now they are undecided on what they want to pursue or which institution they want to join. So what is your message to them as we wind up?
Yeah, DAYSTAR is a place to be, and DAYSTAR is the form. When a student comes to DAYSTAR, he enjoys learning because they are really being handled very well with the lecturers, and the lecturers really monitor them very well. So if you want to find a place to be, come to DAYSTAR University, DAYSTAR with difference.
And we're going to start by letting you introduce yourself to our audience so that they may know who we are talking to right now and the capacity that she holds in DAYSTAR University.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Dorothy Labuna. I have been a lecturer in DAYSTAR for since 2018. But right now, besides being a lecturer, I am the administrator, School of Applied Human Sciences, and I'm also a PhD student.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations for all those. So here's our first question. As a lecturer, how has it been teaching in DAYSTAR University or lecturing in DAYSTAR University?
It's been fun. When you teach, you grow also. You also gain a lot of knowledge. You know, sometimes people think when you're teaching, you're imparting, it's just passing along knowledge. But someone once told me, if you want to master a topic, teach it. The more you teach it, it's like you're edifying yourself as well. I honestly believe I am smarter now than before I was teaching.
Okay. So DAYSTAR is one of the Christian institution in Kenya, and so it has always been. But of late, DAYSTAR have been in the limelight for the wrong reason.
Like what? I'm not aware.
It was last week when some students were arraigned in court.
Oh, because of the one who fell.
Yeah, because of the one who fell.
Okay.
But the weirdest part is that out of the whole situation, the only part that people grasp was DAYSTAR University student.
Yes.
Even though not
From
all
a Christian university.
from a Christian university. So they're like,
Yes.
how is a DAYSTAR University student partying and drinking alcohol? So what's your take on this, having in mind that DAYSTAR is a Christian university?
You're a journalism student.
Yes.
Communication or journalism?
Communication.
Yes. Something that you will learn in communication and journalism is when people want to get more likes or views on something, they bury the lead. What a lead is? When you bury the lead, you bury the main issue that was there and look for something to capture people's attention to that thing. They just said someone has fallen from a building. She's not the first one to fall from a building, but they had to make it. Even that night, I can tell you, she's probably not the only person who fell from a building. If you look in the whole of Kenya, in the whole of Nairobi, there were probably very many people who fell from a building. But what did they do? They had to find a way to sensationalize it. And they had to say DAYSTAR University, and that even says something about DAYSTAR, meaning DAYSTAR is a big name. It's like saying a Safaricom employee. Why mention Safaricom? Like when she was there, if she wasn't on campus. She was on a campus, it would have been a different story. She was out there just a citizen. Even you, you're just a citizen while you're out there. But what did they do? They had to pick something to draw people to that particular story and say a DAYSTAR University student. Even though she was not on DAYSTAR campus, she was not doing anything DAYSTAR-wise. She was just someone. I think sometimes what happens, people forget that this is a grown-up with an ID, and she's liable for her own actions. That being said, I disagree that we are in the news for bad reasons. That's not true. What I will say is that when you get a big name, people will always try and use it for something. Like, for example, there's this girl, Turufena, we were talking about her just now. You wait. Right now is her moment. Now, everywhere, even on Twitter, clickbait.
Yep.
All you have to do is hashtag Turufena. And and people will come to your post. Even though it has nothing to do with Turufena. It's the same thing with DAYSTAR. Because we have become such a brand name, especially in higher education, it's easier to talk about us like that. If it was a USIU student, I did undergrad in USIU, and students used to do a lot of things. But for some reason, you'll never hear USIU student. Not that they are behaving wherever they are, not that they are in a room somewhere playing shatter, no. It's that we are easy to use as clickbait because of the level that we have reached. Even you will become famous one day. Kevin here, my friend, all of us one day. And I'm telling you, the moment you make it, there will be people who will want to use your name, sometimes for good, sometimes for evil. But the point we have reached as a university, it just slides. Someone, the other day I was seeing, was trying to use our name and say, oh, there's a student who wanted to do an exam. I don't know if you saw that. Who was trying to do an exam, and she had not paid school fees. So they were saying a Christian university has refused a student to do exams. I mean, you know that there's no such thing as a free lunch. No one here, including myself, has come here for free. Even as I'm a student, I paid my master's school fees. As a PhD student, I'm still paying because it's required of me. It's just because it's a Christian university, there's nowhere that says people are supposed to come here for free. So it's it seems like it's a bad image, but it's not. It just means we are killing the game, if you ask me.
Okay.
Yes.
Got lots of graduates from DAYSTAR University. Some even working in international media
Wahiga Mwaura.
houses. How do you think life have been to those graduates from DAYSTAR University in the society?
The ones in the media?
Yeah, as a lecturer. No.
Education, just because you have papers doesn't mean that your life is going to go one way or the other. What you do with those papers is what matters. Actually, it's not even the papers that will open doors for you. It's the networks that you build. That is why there's a difference between a child who goes, for example, to Kawangware High School and a child who goes to Brook House. It's not the name of the school. It's the networks that you build. The networks that are in Brook House are not the same as the networks in Kawangware. Nothing against Kawangware High School. I'm just saying. Now, if, for example, you go to Harvard University, even Harvard, or which is the best university? Let's say Harvard, because it's the one I've thought of, or Oxford, the best universities in the world. Do you think there are no Harvard students who have failed in life? They are there. Why have they failed in life? It's not because the university failed them. It's what they did with the papers that they had. Even while you're here, as you pursue your papers, build networks, make friends. When we tell you to do group work, it's not to punish you. The point of group work is for you to sit together and interact. Then later on, when I am looking for a job, when I have a tender, when I get a job somewhere, I'll say, hey, Nani, kuna ka job hapa, come. That's the point of different levels of it. The networks are built in DAYSTAR cannot be compared to the networks you will build in UON. They're not the same. The quality, it's about quality versus quantity. It's not the same. You can have come from the village, but because you've interacted with someone, Charlene Ruto was in this school. If someone had made friends with her, can their life be the same? Can't be the same unless you're a snob. So what I will say is, I think it's about what you do with the knowledge that you get from here and the networks that you build. In 4 years, if you have built not even one network, I don't know how to help you. And there are those students who just come to school, go to class, finish, go home. It's very unfortunate. That's why there are even clubs. Join the clubs. When there are school trips happening, go for the trips. Go sit with people. Build, if for no other reason, get the experience of we went for a trip for volleyball and the bus broke down or something. That in itself builds something in you. So yeah.
Have two closing questions.
Oh, there are only two left. Okay.
Yeah. My first question, there is a narrative being driven out there that DAYSTAR tend to deal with their students as if they're in high school. Like the rules in DAYSTAR are rigid and very hard to follow. Starting from dress code and going to chapel, because to DAYSTAR going to chapel is mandatory. What will you tell them about this? And there is even this situation that you kind of share our results with the parents, which some of us find it difficult.
If a parent has come and they are paying the fees, why should we not give them the results? Honestly, imagine you put yourself in your parents' shoes. Before I answer the other questions, put yourself in the parents' shoes. You paid 60, 70, 100,000 school fees for your son. And your son. Some of you, the parent is not asking because they paid school fees. No, it's because they know the child. They need to know. They know how much that child has. In fact, let me tell you something. There are many parents who bring their children to DAYSTAR because they think it's a hospital. At home, wameshindwa. But they hear that DAYSTAR is a Christian university and they hope that they will bring them here and there's some panel beating that will happen so that watashika line kidogo. Not one, several. If the rules were that bad, no one would be coming to DAYSTAR, including yourself. Even your parents would say, I don't want that one, leave it alone. If you ask me, I don't think the dress code, whatever, is that strict. Have you been to Strathmore? Strathmore is worse. Strathmore, you can't wear jeans and a t-shirt, you know. And other universities, I'm sure also. And you know, they say DAYSTAR Christian University as if it's the only one. There are other Christian universities. There's Catholic, there's Nazarene. There's Kabarak. They all have rules. But again, because we are at the top of the game, and the people who we are competing with are the likes of Strathmore and USIU, it amplifies it and makes it look like, if you compare us with USIU, of course we are more strict. But we are not USIU, we are DAYSTAR. We have, the structures are there. And you know, sometimes people think that campus is just freedom. Let's just do whatever we want. In a sense, it is true. However, freedom comes with consequences. When you start working, there's a dress code. Even me, as much as I would like to come with a top up to here and a dress code, if you see me out there and here, I'm very different. But this is where I work. There's a presentation, there's an image that I have to portray. So when you come to DAYSTAR and we expect you to dress in a certain way, we are saying that there's an image that we expect you to portray out there that represents us. That if you dress in a certain way, let me use this analogy that this comedian, you know, there's, I don't know if you follow comedians, this comedian called Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I know Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, there's a stand-up where he was saying, 100% I agree. My dress, my choice. I'm using different words, but that's what he was saying. He says, for sure, a woman should be able to wear what she wants. So should a man. However, if I go to a person, if I meet someone and they are dressed as a policeman, and I tell them, please help me, I've been robbed. And then they say, just because I'm dressed as a policeman does not mean I am a police. But you've worn the uniform of a policeman. What do you expect people to think? So, if you come dressed in a different uniform, because every job has its uniform, don't be fooled. Every job has its uniform. And it might not be an obvious uniform. They might not obviously say you have to dress in a certain way. It could be just subtle. It'll be, you're wondering, why am I not getting promoted? Kumbe, the boss has seen how you dress. I was telling Kevin the other day, if you're going to visit, I don't know who I was telling, but if you're going to visit the VC, there's an image he expects you to present to him. You're the one with the need, right? You won't just go to the VC dressed the way you want to dress. Especially for young men. He has very high standards for young men. For women, because he's not a woman, he might be a bit lenient. But for men, he expects you to come dressed in a suit, especially if you had an appointment with him. Now, if you have the mindset that this place is so strict, then there are a lot of opportunities out there that you're going to miss out on. You are kiburi too. You're just being proud. And there's some pride that is not helpful. Dress the part. If you're going to if you're coming to DAYSTAR, you won't be in DAYSTAR forever. Dress the part. There are bigger battles to fight out in the world. Bigger ones. When you start adulting, you'll have to pay rent. You'll have to deal with the landlord. You'll have to. While you're here, it's a small thing. Dress decently. Cover up. Don't show your chests. You know, be neat. Dress nicely. Once you go out there, let the world deal with the consequences. But dressing, the strictness, every place has rules. Every university has rules. Giving grades, if your parent is the one paying the money, there is no reason why they should not be given your grades. There is none. I can't imagine. Imagine you are a parent and you're paying 1 million school fees for a child. Then they tell you, nope, hatukonyeshi marks zake kwa nini? Because he's a grown up, he said we don't show you. What? Then he'll say, oh, I'm not paying anymore. Watch up abandon na marks zake. If you're paying for yourself, it's different. By the way, master students, we don't bother with such things, because most of them pay their own school fees. But undergraduate, you're still under someone's house.
That's why it's called under.
Hey, wacha marks. Na ameuliza because amejua mtoto wangu nisipocheck And also, thank God you have parents who are checking, because there are people who don't have, they wish they had parents. Ule unaweza kuja umuonyeshe, dad, mom, these are my marks. Even if they are bad marks, by the way, that there is someone who is like, hey, my son, my daughter, this is not good. And then next time utapamana, because you know there's someone at home who your success is their success. It's a blessing that you would have something like that.
Okay, yes. My last question. There are allegations that it is very difficult to find a student from DAYSTAR University capable of speaking his first language.
Which is the first language? Like mother tongue?
Yes. So we have these media houses that kind of are in need of students who can speak their first language for
their mother tongue.
Yeah, their mother tongue for maybe attachment or employment. But DAYSTAR University have been producing less and less of them. Is there anything that is being done on this, or?
I don't know. You're the one who is telling me. I've never heard that before. I've never heard of. Is there an article that you read somewhere? Is there a particular radio station or news station which has? I've not heard. This is the first I'm hearing of it. But I mean, most of these radio stations, see, they pick people from their own community usually. I don't think they come specifically to DAYSTAR University, and also that's not true. They're the rule that I hear Kevin speaking here. Yeah? When the Raila died, this one taught us, we felt like we were in Kisumu here. I don't think so. Me, that has not been my experience, so I can't speak on that. Me, the students I have met, Tiffany, there's a student here called Tiffany, she's a Kikuyu. She speaks Kikuyu all day, every day, and she lives in Karen. Their family is well off and they speak proper Kikuyu. So, based on my experience, there's a Luo here who speaks proper Luo. If you call him to be on a radio station, now, Kevin is your person. If you need someone who can speak Kikuyu, I know a person. Tiffany will do it very well for you. The other tribes, I cannot speak for them. And even that, if there's an article, share. I've not heard about it. You're the one who is telling me. If there's one for Luya, I'm also a student. I can come and speak Luya in those sessions. Test us.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are your closing remarks to those who have then?
Wait, pause. I also would probably say, because we also have international students, we're not at the level of mother tongue anymore. Nothing wrong with mother tongue. Nothing wrong with it. But maybe it could be that the students feel sasa ukoni. You know, if you're in a Kalenjin radio station, you only reach in the Kalenjins.
Don't you think it's right to know your mother tongue?
There's nothing wrong with it. That's not what you asked me. Know your mother tongue. What you asked me is, there are none who are being produced from DAYSTAR.
I haven't said none.
There are few.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that. Anyway, if you are a DAYSTAR University student, my experience has been that you are being taught to be a global citizen. Why would I want to work unless I'm doing it as an internship? But I think my goal would be to reach the world, not just my community, the world. That's my thinking.
As a lecturer, have you tried teaching or communicating with the student in Swahili?
Yes, I do it all the time.
How has it been?
I do, but the problem is most of our classes have also Ethiopians, they have Rwandese, they have Congolese. So I have had to adjust because the community is diverse. It's not just Kenyans. But I do. I mean,
if you were to rate your class as per Swahili language in a rating of 1 to 10, where would you put your class?
I can't say that I speak that much Swahili, but like I said, there are not only Kenyans in our classrooms. And I teach communication and culture. How will I teach communication and culture and only speak Swahili, and yet there are students from all over the world? So you leave some out. And in fact, the international students would go and report me and say, this teacher is only speaking in this language, we don't understand. So my experience has been, I can't speak as much Swahili as I would want. Because the audience, as a good communicator, a good communicator has to factor that I'm speaking a message that is going to reach people who are old, young, rich, poor, from everywhere, and they're supposed to all get a message from there. Now if I speak only Kiswahili, kuna watu watamiss for sure. There are those who will miss out. So I've had to adjust. And if I decided to switch to Swahili and the students complain, what will happen? I won't teach anymore. They'll stop giving me classes, and they'll give the person speaking English. But to answer your earlier question, there's nothing wrong with mother tongue. Learn it. Learn as many languages as possible. If you can learn all the 42, the better for you. They say people who are multilingual multilinguists have a sign of intelligence. So the more languages you know, the better. Learn all of them, 42, then also learn French, also learn Portuguese, also learn all of them. Why not? The better for you. Then go and work at the United Nations and get paid good money from there.
What are your closing remarks as this is concerned?
As far as DAYSTAR is concerned, DAYSTAR may it live forever. No, I've learned so much from being at DAYSTAR. I've grown so much from being at DAYSTAR. And I'm not just saying this because I'm an employee. For real. I was even telling someone over lunchtime that I'm not even saying that the road has been smooth. I've had challenges, many of them. Some big that I'm still recovering even up to now. But it has made me a stronger person. A life without challenges makes you soft. It's like a muscle. If you don't go to the gym, you become soft like me. But the more you go to the gym, the stronger you become. So if there's a lot I've learned from here that has made me better than I was when I first came here. So for that, I will always be grateful to DAYSTAR.